Okay, so here's the story of the fire in Shelter Valley, the Southern Fire that was never in Shelter Valley. Um, Here's our local public radio station, TV and radio, KPBS. Um, they are reporting evacuations are now. Oh, this is new. Okay, let's see if they've updated anything since this was reported to them yesterday or today. Evacuation orders have been lifted for Butterfield Ranch and the surrounding community Monday as firefighters continued to battle a brush fire that has scorched over 5,000 acres since breaking out in the Shelter Valley area east of Julian. And it is about 10 miles from Shelter Valley, that's true, but they're saying also in the community of Shelter Valley. And what's wrong about this is, the actual fire is affecting people in Mason Valley and at Butterfield Ranch, and some of the homes around Butterfield Ranch have burned down. And there hasn't even been smoke. There hasn't even been smoke here in Shelter Valley. We could see it a little bit on Sunday, yesterday the 2nd. Today is May 3rd. And, the fire apparently started on May 1st. So, yeah, we were able to see some smoke. But smoke didn't even blow in the direction of this valley because smoke was blowing to the east, and we are pretty far north of Mason Valley. Let's take a look at how News 7 was reporting this.
Right now, crews are still working to put out this wind-driven fire, the wildfire in Shelter Valley. It started over the weekend. The Southern Fire is started Saturday night. This is just west of Julian. It spread very quickly to 5,100 acres.
Listen, those images are of Mason Valley. That's not Shelter Valley. Shelter Valley is actually the name of a subdivision, so it's the name of the community, the name of the town. Shelter Valley is an earthquake valley. Going south from here, you pass through Blair Valley, through a small pass downward in elevation into Blair Valley. And then from Blair Valley, you pass through a somewhat larger pass called Box Canyon, and then you're in Mason Valley. And that's where these images are from. That's where the fire is burning.
Destroyed at least 3 buildings. So far, there are no reports of any injuries. Firefighters have the fire about 25% surrounded. We also found out that smoke from the fire is affecting air quality in the southern part of Anza Borrego State Park. The cause is still under investigation.
Okay, so there's that. Go ahead and close that. And let's just demonstrate once again. Let's look for Shelter Valley on Google Maps. And there are 2 things that might be the cause of the confusion here. The fire station closest to the fire is here in Shelter Valley. That's true. But if we zoom out here, there's Shelter Valley. Let's zoom out. Hey, look down here. Here's the Southern Fire. That's where Google Maps does pretty good integration, by the way, of the location of fires. So, Shelter Valley's kind of in the north part of the park. The middle north. You'd call it the northwest part of the park. The park itself is tremendous, as many people know. I mean, really, Borrego Springs is the north. Shelter Valley's down here. The park goes all the way down here, close to Ocotillo. So anyway, just huge geographic mistakes, and the reason probably is that CAL FIRE is telling them that it's in Shelter Valley, and it's just sad that we don't have the kind of reporting anymore who can really, even get the geographic location right. I kind of understand CAL FIRE. CAL FIRE, as professional firefighters, they work a lot more with geographic coordinates than with place names. I think they too, though, probably should be able to, get the names of the communities correct. But I mean, if you look at the map, it is southeast of Julian, and it's not in Shelter Valley or Julian. The fire's way down here. Now, on correction, I've asked News 7 who you saw the video from, to correct, and I asked KPBS to correct, and apparently they're not going to correct. Real journalists correct, and I'll just have to leave that, as what it is. Much to their credit, East County Magazine, who are the kind of the hardcore journalists that cover East County, in their article on this fire, here's two new fires in Mexico, but let's go down here and see if we can find this. Yeah, here we go. In their updates, and in the title of their story on this, they quit calling it a fire in Julian, the southern fire. They're reporting on the southern fire east of Julian, which is in fact not in Shelter Valley, and they've acknowledged it and corrected it. So they deserve real credit as journalists. This is one of the reasons that I give donations to this nonprofit organization, East County Magazine, for their accurate reporting, and certainly not to KPBS. They're way off. But we'll see. Maybe they'll correct. Maybe even the Action News 7. I'm making fun of them a little bit, but maybe even that, somewhat less serious journalistic outfit will correct, or maybe they won't, and KPBS will decide to stand with the Action News. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But they're certainly not sending anybody out here to check the facts on the ground, either one of these organizations, and that's sad. All right, that's it.